Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe.
So we are reading from Sri Vilapa Kusumanjali, continuing verse number 35. Tulasi is in the kingdom of devotional service, and she decorates her Swamini, telling her, "Your waist is so thin. On top of that, you have a heavy burden, your breasts. So your waist is so thin. On top of that, you have a heavy burden, your breasts, and under your waist, you have a heavy basis, your broad hips. What if it will break while you dance? That's why I'm always afraid." By calling her Krishodari, slender girl, Tulasi reminds Swamini of her previous pastimes with Krishna. Blessed is this maidservant. One day, Radha and Mohan have their amorous pastimes in the Kunja. Swamini is now the active lover, and Shyam is passive. The roles of the lovers are reversed. How wonderfully Krishodari moves her slender waist then. The transcendental youthful Cupid is beside himself of ecstasy. Although he himself is full of transcendental bliss, his mind becomes overwhelmed when he carries the burden of Mahabhava. The Nagara is overwhelmed by Sri Radhika's undoubting sweetness. And Radharani, when she gets Mohan like this, she is attacked by two enemies, Ananda, ecstasy, and Madana, Cupid. The time of dream, that time or dream in which I saw Krishna holding the flute to his mouth, two enemies came, ecstasy and Cupid. They stole my mind so that I could not fully see him anymore. Chaitanya Charitamrita. If I could see Mohan again for just one moment, then I would decorate these seconds, minutes, and hours with flower garlands, sandalwood pulp, and jewels. Although the desire awakens in her to praise even one moment that she can see Krishna. Radhika cannot even serve him when she gets him on her lap. Thus she feels endless heartache. Sri Radhika's activities increase Shyam's ecstatic absorption. Then Tulasi leans against the gate of the Kunja and sings a sweet love song. When our hero, who is in a swoon, hears it, he comes back to life again. He had lost his body or bodily consciousness, and that is the explanation of the word Ananga in the Kama Gayatri mantra. He has lost his body out of loving ecstasy, but now he has his body back through Tulasi's doing. Cupid regains his body as soon as the amorous pastimes resume. Tulasi thus awakens the memory of all these pastimes within Swamini's heart. As soon as Tulasi takes the new golden sash, on each side of which is a beautiful tassel, she takes it in her hand to tie it around Swamini's slender waist, and the vision disappears. And Sri Raghunath Das prays for more Shringar Seva, decorating service. Srila Rasika Chandradas sings, "Listen, O Devi, to my aspiration. Ai slender Radhe, O Queen of Vrindavana, your waist is very slender, so I will bind it with a golden string, with tassels at both ends, being very much afraid that it will break. How astonishing is the beauty of your waist when it is decorated in this way." O Hema Gori, golden girl, when will your nose that defeats the beauty of a sesame flower take a great round nose pearl attached to a golden string from my hand? The great bee Madhumathana will be very agitated by the honey that appears in this way. When the transcendental vision disappears and the lack of devotional service is felt, it becomes hard to tolerate the resultant misery. Sometimes the Premika devotee even faints, but when the beloved deity responds, the swoon may subside. When there is no vision, there is again lamentation and prayers for devotional service. In this way, it gradually continues. From this verse, we can understand that Tulasi has fainted, but now Swamini personally calls her back to consciousness in a transcendental vision. Tulasi, won't you put on my nose ring? Sri Raghunath is awakened by Swamini's merciful call. He is sitting there, waiting for devotional service and thinking, I see, I'm getting it. How can I survive if I cannot serve her even a little? Tulasi's vine-like body is burning in the forest fire of separation, and nothing but the shower of Swamini's mercy can save her life. How merciful Swamini is to call Tulasi for service like that. External consciousness is an obstacle for a conditioned soul like me. My mind is going in other direction. I have no relationship with my Swarup at all. How intense are my worldly relationships. I cannot forget them even if I try. All the things that drive me mad are temporary. All these things will go. With whom shall I stay? Again, others decide to keep one share for their bodies, and those things related to the body, and another share for the Lord. But by tugging at the heart like this, trying to divide it into different parts, Srimati's mercy cannot be attained. The whole heart must be given to Radharani. All other engrossments are simply stumbling blocks. This is the teaching of the Acharyas. We should live in Vraj to follow the example of these Acharyas. Sripad Prabodhananda Saraswati has written in Radharasa Sudhanidhi, when will I wash the dirt of my wretched body by bathing again and again in the water of the Jamuna, which is muddled by the musk that is washed of Shri Radhika's nipples? The awareness of being Radhika's Dasi cannot awaken in the heart of someone who is intoxicated by material bodily consciousness. Sri Raghunathas has fainted of love and separation. Swamini calls out, Tulasi, how nectar sweet is her voice when she calls her Kinkari by name. At least a slight desire should awaken in the heart of the Raga Sadhaka like this. O Swamini, when will you also call me by name like that? I am sitting here with this endless expectation. Blessed is Srila Raghunathas Goswami, for he has forgotten everything and has fallen on the bank of Radhakonda and is crying in a heart-trembling way for the personal service and darshan of Sri Radha. A sadhaka should also desire to be called for service like that, weeping and crying, Aho, in which birth can I also obtain a drop from this ocean of spiritual emotions? As much as even the faintest moon rays of rag that arise in the moon-like heart of Srila Raghunathas Goswami become reflected in the crystal-like hearts of the Raga Bhakti practitioners. That much their spotless hearts will be colored by his divine emotions. As much as even the faintest moon rays of raga that arise in the moon-like heart of Srila Raghunathas Goswami, as much as they become reflected in the crystal-like hearts of the Raga Bhakti practitioners, that much their spotless hearts will be colored by his divine emotions. For the sake of those who desire to serve Shishirada Mohana in the eternal, supernatural playgrounds of Raj, in a Bhava Deha, body made of transcendental love. Sridasa Goswami mercifully kept this treasure of incomparable emotions in the form of this guidebook for spiritual remembrance, Smarana Padhati, that is full of ever-expanding feelings of ecstatic love. Swamini calls Tulasi. Tulasi, come. Won't you put on my nose pearl? Tulasi thinks, I've put on all decorations. Now the nose pearl on the golden string is left. Let me see if Swamini will take it herself or not. And openly Tulasi says, your nose pearl is hooked to a golden string. Will you take it from my hand? This pearl is very dear to you. And I have to put it on you. If there is no gold on your nose, your breathing may be inauspicious for Priyatama. That is why you want to wear the nose pearl. My heart cries for this ordered service. Blessed is this Kinkari who knows like nobody else how to serve the deity according to her heart's desire. Sripada Shuka Muni has called Mother Yashoda Krishna Hitaisini, she who works for Krishna's well-being. When his names, qualities, and pastimes are being heard, chanted, and remembered, Krishna bestows the greatest welfare on the world. But Mother Yashoda is always worried about his welfare. Krishna is all-pervading, Vibhu, and on the strength of his great love, even the greatest sinner can be liberated from the material world and attain ecstatic love of God simply by chanting his holy name. But this Krishna became known in the world as Damodar because his mother Yashoda bound him with ropes. For Krishna's welfare, Sri Radhika goes to his village, Nandishvara, every morning to cook for him. Being blessed by Durvasa Muni, that whatever she would cook would be like nectar, increasing the lifespan and health of anyone who would eat it, and curing him from diseases. Every day, Swamini worships the sun god and prays to him for the good health of her Prananath. That is the nature of the love of Vraja. And that's why Swamini asks Tulasi for this nose pearl on a golden string. When Tulasi puts on the nose pearl, she immerses Swamini in an ocean of sweet Krishna topics. Your nose defeats even the sesame flower in beauty, and it will make the Krishna bee very greedy. Even a hero like him cannot resist it. Krishna's Purvaraga is described as follows. When I saw Radha playing with her girlfriends, the path became lit up as if the full moon was emanating from there. The devastating beauty of her form plays with my eyes, and its sweetness constantly awakens within my heart. O Saki, Rai stayed there, turning her neck to look at me, and smiled at me. What a spotless light emanated from her brilliant face. A dazzling pearl hung from her nose. The colorful tassels tossing from her braid reach down to her buttocks and make my mind and eyes restless. And I've never seen such beautiful curly hair. Her enchanting form is painted on my mind. The Yava Kalak on her toes and around her toenails make them desirable for 10 red moons. The 10 moons of her toenails and the sun of her footlag increase my desires. Let me serve these lotus feet within my heart as soon as she gives permission. Tulasi said, "The beauty of your nose naturally agitates the Shyama bee, and now I even hang this charming nose pearl under it on a golden string." The sesame flower is there, but there is no honey to drip from it. How will the bee come then? This pearl will oscillate just as the honey dangles before it falls down when it is poured out. While Tulasi hangs the nose pearl, she is astonished by its beauty. Is it a new seed for a wine of elegance? Is it something to make Krishna's parrot-like mind greedy? Is it a globule of sweet nectar? Or is it a bait to attract the fish-like eyes of Krishna? Or Cupid's arrow that is fired from the quiver of Swamini's nose to destroy Krishna's patience? Tulasi says, I have put your nose pearl on. It vibrates through the touch of the wonderful rasa of your breath. How sweetly it oscillates when you are dancing. It is as if it's almost going to fall off. Within it is the beauty of Shringaras, the transcendental erotic flavor, and it increases your mutual relish. This relish can be understood by absorbing one's mind in it. Shyam will not relish the beauty of your nose unless I hang this pearl on it. The bee only loves a flower when some honey oozes out of it. This flower-like nose of yours is especially desirable for the Krishna bee when this honey-like nose pearl comes out of it. While Tulasi speaks to her like this, Swamini's golden luster comes gushing out. That's why Tulasi addresses her here as Hema Gauri, a compound word of gold. Suddenly, the vision disappears, and it seems as if Raghunatha's eyes have lost their light. Jyoti Shunyam. So he prays, "O Hema Gauri, where are you? When will you take this nose pearl from my hand?" Listen once more, O Radhike, you who are more beautiful than gold. Your nose defeats the beauty of a sesame flower, and with my own hands I will hang a pearl on it, attached to a golden string. When the Shyama bee sees that the honey pearl dripping from your flower-like nose, he will become enchanted. What more can I say? It is the desire on my mind that you will give me this service. One more verse.
Repeat it.
O Hema Gauri, golden girl, when will your nose that defeats the beauty of a sesame flower take a great round nose pearl attached to a golden string from my hand. The great bee, Madhumatana, will be very agitated by the honey that appears in this way. When the transcendental vision disappears and the lack of devotional service is felt, it becomes hard to tolerate the resultant misery. Sometimes the premika devotee even faints. But when the beloved deity responds, the swoon may subside. When there is no vision, there is again lamentation and prayers for devotional service. In this way, it gradually continues. From this verse, we can understand that Tulasi has fainted. But now, Swamini personally calls her back to consciousness in a transcendental vision. Tulasi, won't you put on my nose ring? Sri Raghunath is awakened by Swamini's merciful call. He is sitting there, waiting for devotional service and thinking, I see I'm getting it. How can I survive if I cannot serve her even a little? Tulasi's wine-like body is burning in the forest fire of separation, and nothing but the shower of Swamini's mercy can save his life. How merciful Swamini is to call Tulasi for service like that. External consciousness is an obstacle for a conditioned soul like me. My mind is going in the other directions. I have no relationship with my Swarupa at all.
Why not we are related to our Sarupa, spiritual form? Because my mind is going on. Because his mind is always in the practice of material. So I calculate not from Sarup, I calculate from my bodily material, and that is the blockage in my spiritual identification. Read.
External consciousness is an obstacle
Obstacle.
for a conditioned soul like me.
It makes obstacle in our life.
My mind is going in the other direction.
Other day.
I have no relationship with my Svarupa at all. How intense are my worldly relationships?
Yeah. I am so intense about worldly relations. So today's explanation, you see about the breast of Radhika. Are you are very worldly related. Why not see this breast? And the hip of Radhika. Anyone can be a beautiful like that hip and breast of the Radhika. And the slender, what you say?
Waist.
Breast. You never see that. What you are running for? And see this beauty. Bring your mind here to see with Sarup. Still your mind is going with material consciousness to search this. See this. Even the Krishna, who is the creator of everything, he becomes maddened when she is. Why not you want to become mad to see that and live in yourself? Iron to cut, you need iron. If you want to cut your material lust, you have to come to spiritual lust. Then it will be out from that. Our material lust is so high that I cannot calculate from my spiritual identity divine thing. Okay, you are very calculative in material body consciousness. Now I am bringing you to meditate here. By this meditation, your material lust will finish. And you want to see more deep, come to your Sarup, then you can see more deep. If you want to see from blockage, you cannot see that. Read.
How intense are my worldly relationships? I cannot forget them, even if I try. My mind is going in other direction. I have no relationship with my Svarupa at all. How intense are my worldly relationships? I cannot forget them even if I try.
This is my blockage. This is a blockage when I cannot forget that. Before was my negativeness is a blockage, now this is blockage. There are two things, positive and negative. Negative cannot make you to think positive. It was is also blockage. And now blockage that I want to meditate, but my mind is so fixed in material things, I block myself to feel it. And only the divine thing when you will meditate, then your blockage will come. Your lusty material desire will come.
All the things that drive me mad are temporary.
And I'm only fixed there. What is temporary? My mind is fixed in temporary. Go on.
All these things will go. With whom shall I stay? Some decide to keep one share for their bodies and the things related to the body, and other share for the Lord. But by tugging at the heart like this, trying to divide it into different parts, Srimati's mercy cannot be attained.
Sweetheart, if you make yourself two parts, you will not enter. 50-50. Go on.
The whole heart must be given to Radharani. All other engrossments are simply stumbling blocks. This is the teaching of the Acharyas. We should live in Vraj to follow the example of these Acharyas. Sripad Prabodhananda Saraswati has written in Radharasa Sudhanidhi, when will I wash the dirt off my wretched body by bathing again and again in the water of the Yamuna, which is muddled by the musk that is washed off Shiradika's nipples. The awareness of being Radhika's Dasi cannot awaken in the heart of someone who is intoxicated by material bodily consciousness. Shri Raghunadas has fainted of love and separation. Swamini calls out, Tulasi, how nectar sweet is her voice when she calls her Kinkari by name. At least a slight desire should awaken in the heart of the Raga Sadhaka like this. Oh Swamini, when will you also call me by name like that? I am sitting here with this endless expectation. Blessed is Sri Raghunadas Goswami, for he has forgotten everything and has fallen on the bank of Radhakunda and is crying in a heart-trembling way for the personal service and darshan of Sri Radha. A sadhaka should also desire to be called for service like that, weeping and crying. Aho, in which birth can I also obtain a drop from this ocean of spiritual emotions. As much as even the faintest moon rays of raga that arise in the moonlight heart of Srila Raghunadas Goswami become reflected in the crystal-like hearts of the Raga Bhakti practitioners. That much their spotless hearts will be colored by his divine emotions. For the benefit of those who desire to serve Shri Shri Radha Mohana in the eternal supernatural play kunjas of Vraj in a Bhava Deha, body made of transcendental love. For them, Sridasa Goswami mercifully kept this treasure of incomparable emotions in the form of this guidebook for spiritual remembrance, Smarana Padati, that is full of ever-expanding feelings of ecstatic love.
Only feeling, imagination can change out. What to imagine? The first line, tender,
Bhavadeha.
explain that.
Bhavadeha's body made of transcendental love.
Beginning of that, what is that? Verse.
Srila Prabhupada Saraswati has written in Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi, when will I wash the dirt of my wretched body by bathing again and again in the water of the Yamuna, which is muddled by the musk that has washed off Sri Radhika's nipples.
Musk is a Krishna. Yamuna dark water is the musk of Krishna. And nipple
of Sri Radhika.
Nipple is from the breast. It also cleans the nipples of Sri Radhika breast. That what? Because we are the child. We never grown up in a spiritual life. We have never good flavor. Musk is the flavor. And it touches the nipple of the Radha, of that love. When I will try to feel that, nipple is the breast of mother, but mother nipple, baby is grown. Without the nipple, baby is never grown up. When I will meditate like that, and I will clean my dirt, what I create, and I am conditioned with that material desire. And I block myself. And when blockage is there, never a spiritual thing grow. Is spiritual growth happening when no blockage is there. Any blockage is a blockage. You see. Anything block you is a blockage. Anything bring you to the material identification is your blockage. Because we have never masked the flavor of Krishna and nipple of really of my mother, spiritual mother. We never try to grow myself. The flavor go to the touch to the nipple of Radhika. And that when I take the shelter of her is taking the her breastfeeding means growing myself. Yeah.
The awareness of being Radhika's Dasi cannot awaken in the heart of someone who is intoxicated by material bodily consciousness.
See that? Understand? It's also intoxication of material. Understand?
Sri Raghunadas has fainted of love in separation. Swamini calls out, Tulasi, how nectar sweet is her voice when she calls her Kinkari by name. At least the slight desire should awaken in the heart of the Raga Sadhaka like this.
Therefore, this desire has to wake up. And Raga Sadhaka desire happening when outside no blockage is there. My senses, body and mind and ego is not blocking. Read the first lines. Read from beginning.
O Hema Gori. O
They close the word.
cover mouth this. O Hema Gori. When will your nose?
No.
This last. When will I wash?
No.
No.
The first slender.
It's the last verse. Yeah. Tulasi is in the kingdom of devotional service, and she decorates her Swamini, telling her, your waist is so thin. On top of that, you have a heavy burden, your breasts, and under it, you have a heavy basis, your broad hips. What if it will break while you dance? That's why I'm always afraid.
Why this is pointing to say? Really, in material life, this is the real point to meditate. material life, any conditional soul only try to see these 3 points. And this is the searching of the material person. Breast,
waist,
and hip. And the face is a beautiful as per the nose. Nose make your face beautiful. And the body, breast and hip make you beautiful. Your mind is there. I show you one beautiful breast, beautiful waist, and the beautiful hip, what you never find in this material. And meditate now, and don't deviate from that. Your life will change because this will change your life. This is the Radhika breast. Surrender, waist, and hip. So beautiful. You cannot dream for that. So these details are here for meditation. If you have any desire for meditation, meditate here. Your lusty desire 100% will be.
By calling her Krishodari, slender girl, Tulasi reminds Swamini of her previous pastimes with Krishna. Blessed is this maidservant. One day, Radha and Mohan have their amorous pastimes in the Kunja.
He is telling how you use your pastime and you make successful yourself. I remind you, my dear son, I was there and watching you. Why? To meditate this, my dear. If you meditate, your all lusty desire will finish. But meditate in your Sarup identity, then you will feel it. A spiritual form, not in bodily form, conditional form. Go on.
Swamini is now the active lover.
Active. Inactive is Krishna. He become girl. And today Radhika become boy, active. He is the enjoyer and Krishna is enjoyed by enjoyer. Understand? Go on. Everybody understand. But see from your Sarupa.
So Swamini is now the active lover and Shyam is passive. The roles of the lovers are reversed. How wonderfully Krishodari moves her slender waist then. The transcendental youthful Cupid is beside himself of ecstasy. Although he himself is full of transcendental bliss, his mind becomes overwhelmed when he carries the burden of Mahabhav.
And one meaning of Govardhan is this, that Krishna carries the burden of all living entity, and this Radhika is carrying the burden of Krishna. So this becomes Govardhan. Understand? This is the meaning of Govardhan. This Baba come to me from Mathura, Fat Baba. He explained, Are what you say? I am the real holding the Govardhan. You carry, you hold it first, and I hold you. And not only that, and I always care in my heart. My breast is also Govardhan. I care you always in my heart. You see, that is Govardhan. And to you also. This is the Govardhan path. Go on.
The transcendental youthful Cupid is beside himself of ecstasy. Although he himself is full of transcendental bliss, his mind becomes overwhelmed when he carries the burden of Mahabhav. The Nagara is overwhelmed by Sri Radhika's undoubting sweetness. And Radharani, when she gets Krishna like this, she is attacked by two enemies, Ananda, ecstasy, and Madana, Cupid. That time or dream in which I saw Krishna holding the flute to his mouth, the two enemies came, ecstasy and Cupid. They stole my mind so that I could not fully see him anymore. If I could see Krishna again for just one moment, then I would decorate these seconds, minutes, and hours with flower garlands, sandalwood pulp, and jewels. Although the desire awakens in her to praise even one moment that she can see Krishna, Sri Radhika cannot even serve him when she gets him on her lap. Thus she feels endless heartache. Sri Radhika's activities increase Shyam's ecstatic absorption. Then Tulasi leans against the gate of the Kunja and sings a love song. When our hero, who is in a swoon, hears it, he comes back to life again. He had lost his body or bodily consciousness, what is the explanation of the word Ananga in the Kama Gayatri mantra. So he has lost his body out of loving ecstasy, but now he has his body back because of Tulasi. Cupid regains his body as soon as the amorous pastimes resume. Tulasi thus awakens the memory of all these pastimes within Swamini's heart. As soon as Tulasi takes the new golden sash, on each side is a beautiful tassel. She takes it in her hand to tie it around Swamini's slender waist. The vision disappears, and Sri Raghunadas prays for more Sringara Seva, decorating service. But Sringara also means erotic flavor.
Right. So she went out to sit and sing, not to sit there to disturb. This is the meditation. To come out from the material body country. That I want. Kama Gayatri is some part is mentioned here. You read the Kama Gayatri and try to understand. And what a mercy to the Manjari, and which type of service the Manjari do, that to assess. What a fortunate they are. And we are blocked in the material thing uselessly and wasting our life where nothing is going to achieve. Sri Ram. Only meditate. Why to speculate this in material world? Why to speculate this in material world and search this? Meditate this in the spiritual world, and always meditation keep this. And how you see how you develop yourself with this meditation. And how much you will be close to her, to feel and understand oneness with her. Everything. This is Manjari Bhava. Understand? Other thing is no meaning. It's very your senses, body, mind, these are just material, diversion and way. But if you use in service mode, no diversion can be. Not block that. That is only I. Sorry. That to understand when you fix here, that you understand. Without looking this, you cannot understand. removing your blockage, this meditation.
Maybe this is a stupid question, but I'll ask it anyway.
Loud.
So the meditation on the breast, the waist and the hip of Radhika, this is a kind of...
Not with material identity.
No.
Then nothing will achieve. You have to come to your spiritual soul identification. Then she will give mercy. What we want, then where we see the things in nipple of mother. Our food is in nipple of mother. And this nipple when we shut, then we grow. And then we become bigger. Nipple is on breast, and this breast is mother breast. This is the way we grow my material body with mother feeding. And what about my spiritual body? How this will grow? This will grow with my spiritual body. Because I want to be a small servant of her. So mother, servant, I want to be loyal of her. Spiritual loyal. And then babies are not only sucking the breast of mother, she play with the navel of the mother. Finger put the navel and play with that. And mother also happy when she is doing like this with finger and playing with the breast. Very satisfaction. Mother also satisfied and the baby also satisfied. Why playing navel finger? He said, "Oh mama, you cut my navel. I am connected my navel to your neighbors. Today you cut my navel, but I will never forget your navel. Because my connection with you is navel to navel connection. My spiritual connection stands with your navel to navel connection. My material body connection is important. My material body navel and your navel connection. And my spiritual body connection depend on your spiritual navel and my spiritual navel. So, your breast is important for me. Everything is important. For baby, everything is important of mother. So she meditate only in mother. This is the nature of material body conscious baby. And in spiritual body I have, how to develop consciousness with that. Same way. Feel me. I will feel my never-to-never connection, and I will meditate on you in your beauty. And I will grow with this. Say to some child to make the picture of you. She will do very natural habits without looking. Why? Because never to never connected. Even she will make the breast picture and nipple picture also, because she knows about that. Right? But this is the meditation. Somebody is, I think, called Indians do not wait. They have no time. They are more busy than us. Just create meditation and see the change of life. Spiritual growth, how faster it comes. Kama Gayatri, Ananga, Prachodaya. What is Ananga? I become one Anga. There is no two now, one Ananga. Freedom. We know about the karma of material world. Now you see karma of the spiritual world. Then you know the meaning of karma. Right?
Can I just clarify something? Just so there's a bit of a conflation over between some kind of whether you're relating to Radhika as the mother or as this kind of erotic sensual kind of form. And obviously, yeah, I mean, I'm talking from my material consciousness because that's where I am in this moment. But as a woman, there isn't a kind of fascination in the same way as maybe because you're talking about the extinction of lusty desire and things like that. And so, I don't wonder if you can talk a bit more.
Lusty desire is good that I have. That I can know lusty desire meaning. What is the meaning of lusty desire? My mind is going on and on with that point. This is lusty desire. Okay. I know your lusty desire is this. So only meditate in spiritual lust to develop. Why not develop the lusty desire will never go. Why you want to kill her, lusty desire? Create lusty desire in a spiritual way. You are fortunate that you have a lusty desire. Develop this lust for the divine way. That is the point. Any relation in my life is a fortune that I have. Experience of relation. Why not move for a spiritual relation? The thing is bad. Only to divert in right direction. And this happened with the guidance of a spiritual master. Everyone has a lusty desire. He cannot be grow without lusty desire. But they all change lusty desire in a spiritual lust. So they are very fast in growing. Because they have experience here and they can go fast there. If I have no idea what I will do there, if I have no relation, how I will develop relation? If I have no feeling, then I am plastic body. If I am fortunate that I have a feeling, I am material plastic and a spiritual plastic. Unless of feeling, if material feeling is there, very good. You have move it in direct spiritual way. You have experience, but who has no experience, they are bogus. Nothing. They not relate. They have no idea of that. Understand? They are more fortunate who has a feeling, who has a lusty desire, and who has a relation in life. And they are worse. First they have to learn relation, they have to learn feeling, and they have to learn lust, material lust to come to spiritual lust. Understand? So everything, if you have, is a gift for you. Understand or not? And if you are missing, try to get it more. What is the problem? Who stopped you with material thing? Material is material. Sin can, Maria Magdalene said, material thing cannot do sin. If you think you are material, do more sin to make lusty desire. And why bother? But bring for the goal of spiritual lust. Develop the goal of relationship with. Develop the goal of feelings there. And I have no feelings. What I will do with that? First I have to learn in material world to feel it. Are you crazy? Why are you wasting your time? And if you are rich with this, you will cry very easily. Today, one my disciple, Karuna's Sagar, Dinabandhu, is writing something in Radha Dasya. And Gopika say he writes very nice in German and this. And she is reading and crying out because she unfeel there. And I start feeling with her feeling that. And I start crying. Other person who has no feeling, he read, I have no tears. Because he is rough. He has no feeling. And she is feeling, and she has a material lust and everything because she born in Norway. So she must convert. Correct? All material lust. You are in London and Norway is more higher. Material lust, feeling, and what you say, and relation. Now she has a baby and husband, every feel relation. She lives with that relation. So all feelings are there. So it's easy to move for spiritual. Three things is a qualification in your life to move for a spiritual life. If not, you will become religious. And I don't know about religion. You have to practice with different guru. I have no idea. These are qualifications to enter the spiritual world. My God. Yeah, if you come to his friend, you fall in relation like a love. He has a full of love. In previous life he had something like this, so he is relishing this. He has a feeling, he has a relation, he has all lusty desire pointed to Radhika. Always living in this. Bhajan, because previous life he fulfilled this and he realized this. From 10 years of the child he started doing that. He has a...
I just see his picture or in Samadhi his picture and you were just in.
Why? Why in? Because he was in.
Yeah. So that's...
We are not out because we are out, because we are out. And by his mercy we can go in. He's in.
But he was never eating.
Huh?
He was only doing bhajan. He was never eating. He was never eating Vilapa, Kusumanjali.
He's always listening. He never read. He never give class, but he is living in this, what we are reading. This is his life. He is living in listening Chaitanya Charitamrita and he is going to Vilapa Kusumanjali. He is listening Srimad Bhagavat and he is going in that because he is in Sarup. Sarup identification is a spiritual lust. So why this mercy that you meditate on this? Because your nature can change for divine will. This is the beginning. Mahajan gave this mercy to develop this consciousness, spiritual consciousness, to live in spiritual. You have a long way to go. Don't waste your time for this material conflict. Right? Nobody is here.
Enta was here, he will come tomorrow.
Who?
Enta.
And? Rohit was there. Pavan.
Shri Radha.
Anything is disturbing you, end it or change it. Not live in that. It is a temporary. It will make you more worse and you will go for that. Don't do that. What you behave, you become that thing. If you behave like a poison, you will become a snake. Foam, everything foam. The snake, you see, you give milk, it will say foam. Biting. No biting. I want to become a snake or what? Everything is all animals you see, they take the body. Dogs. When a husband and wife cannot eat together in one plate, a husband, wife and children cannot eat in one plate. It's a dog nature. Why? If somebody wants to become dog, fight. I will eat first. There will have to be a dog. You can watch by their behavior what is going to take birth, next birth.
We don't have time for watching.
Watching, not watch is a good luck for you, but if you want to see others, you can understand what is going to them. And wasting time, how they waste the time for nothing. You have no time for watching is a good luck for you.
No, but I can see myself
Watch
in this
yourself.
situation.
Anything is coming is a watching to remove that. You watch yourself to remove it, not to be in that. How I will remove? I will watch of others and I know watch myself. I cannot remove it. I have to remove my bad qualities from me. Radhe Radhe Go